The first few weeks of physical education are a valuable opportunity to learn about your students' abilities and interests. But gathering that information often results in opening lessons where kids are standing in long, static lines, waiting to complete grueling, traditional fitness tests. There is a more practical approach. You can build a low-stakes baseline assessment plan that gathers high-quality evidence of your students' skills without sacrificing their active playtime. By the end of this video, we will walk through a 4-part data collection strategy. You will learn how to gather the right metrics, use them to create flexible student groups, set meaningful goals, and accurately track progress over the course of a unit. Capturing this starting point matters. Accurate early evidence provides the baseline you need to prove your students' physical, cognitive, and affective growth by the end of the year. Step 1 is narrowing your focus. Rather than trying to assess every skill at once, choose 1 or 2 specific standards or unit goals for the first week of class. To ensure those goals are actually worth tracking, you need to run them through the Smart Data filter. This graphic outlines the 6 criteria. A baseline measure must be aligned, observable, efficient, age-appropriate, inclusive, and repeatable. Apply a strict rejection rule. If an assessment takes too long or cannot be fairly repeated, cross it off your list. Filtering for smart data keeps your lessons active and prevents you from turning high-energy PE time into a tedious day of static testing. With your criteria set, you can begin gathering evidence across multiple domains. Professional guidelines recommend assessing cognitive and affective learning alongside physical skills, rather than relying strictly on fitness counts. You can build a holistic profile using 4 simple methods. Method 1 measures motor skills with a quick checklist on a tablet. Note if they track with their eyes, step with the opposite foot, use an overhand pattern, or keep hands ready to catch. Method 2 measures knowledge. Before class begins, use a quick digital check-in to see what students know about basic rules and safety. Method 3 measures confidence and interests. Try a 4 corners room response, where students physically move to the corner of the gym that best represents their preferred activities, or how competent they currently feel in a specific skill. Method 4 measures social responsibility. Assign a structured partner activity and observe how students communicate, cooperate, and take on leadership roles while working together. Combining these methods captures a wide range of learning indicators, including cooperation and confidence, which provide a much fuller picture than a fitness score alone. Now we move to execution. The fundamental rule for gathering this data is simple. Do not stop playtime to assess your students. Set up your observations so the class stays in motion. Step back and gather notes from the perimeter of the gym while students are fully engaged in a small-sided game. The sequence matters here. Let your students practice the skill first. Clarify that you are observing to help plan next week's lessons, not to assign a grade. Only then collect data. Avoid the trap of asking students to demonstrate a specific skill before they understand the task or know what success actually looks like. Embedding data collection directly into active learning removes the pressure of a formal test. Students relax, and evidence you gather becomes highly accurate and authentic. Once you have your baseline notes, you reach the most crucial step, immediately translating that data into teaching decisions. You now know exactly who needs a modification to succeed and who is ready for an extension. This matrix shows how to pivot. If observation reveals students keep the ball too far, you adjust by reducing practice space. Conversely, if students demonstrate mastery, you extend learning by adding defenders or scanning challenges. Use this early data to group students by their current needs, but never assign permanent, stigmatizing labels like low or advanced. Instead, rely on flexible grouping. This means you reorganize student groups frequently throughout the unit as they practice, improve, and require different levels of support. Baseline data transforms a simple spreadsheet into a roadmap for teaching, providing the evidence needed to give every student an appropriate entry point. By following these steps, you now have a complete, actionable baseline plan across multiple learning domains, and you accomplished it while keeping your students active and engaged in gameplay. This side-by-side comparison shows the long-term payoff. Your initial fall baseline becomes the undeniable evidence you need to prove how far a student has traveled by the spring. Having a concrete story of growth makes a difference outside the gym. It strengthens your parent communications, grounds student-led conferences in real facts, and provides clear evidence for advocacy. To get started, grab your unit standards for the upcoming week. Prepare a brief 3-point checklist on a clipboard or tablet, and embed your first baseline observation into your very next class. Assessment serves as a guide to respond to student needs, refine instruction, and make individual growth clearly visible to everyone involved.